Hey, what's going on, guys?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
We are very excited to hop back into Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, we're in a very exciting time for the show, and we can tell that you agree by the number of views and responses that we're getting that this is an exciting time in the show
The
here.
tides are changing a little bit there.
For sure.
Rebecca's in a healthier spot. I wouldn't say that she's completely good yet,
No,
but
no, no, but she's on her way. I
yeah,
feel I feel like she's on the very long road back, and as we've said before, we very much like anybody else expect stumbles along
speed
the
bumps.
way. No one in the real world, and this show, for a musical comedy, really does kind of track the real world better than like tropes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We step outside of tropes on this show for sure, and I do expect her to stumble because nobody says I want to get better and then instantly just does
yeah.
on like a pure upward trajectory, like that yodeler on The Price is Right. you know, so I expect stumbles for her, which is completely human and normal.
For sure. And I love that Dr. Shin was telling her in the last episode, you have to be okay with getting a C plus.
Yeah,
And that's amazing. Like,
yeah,
that's like
exactly.
the best advice
There's
I've
no
ever
way
heard.
to perfect recovery, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And as much as I'm gonna miss, well, I shouldn't say this because I was gonna say as much as I'm gonna miss the crazy hijinks that her and Paula get up to. Who's to say that's not over yet? Because
Oh,
this show
for
subverts
sure.
expectations like none other.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we see more of Trent
We
before the
need to see
before
Trent again. I need to
before
see
the
Trent.
show is over. I feel like we will,
He's like that.
and
He's like the shark from
and
Jaws.
I feel like the biggest thing really about the last episode was Josh kind of understanding. Oh my God, I really have work to do on myself for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Josh is kind of getting there about a skosh after Rebecca,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if he has as far to go psychologically
Yeah.
in terms of psychological health, but he has some work to do on himself. And I feel like the last time's the first time he's like, wait a minute, maybe I don't have everything figured out.
Exactly. And speaking, I love that he was riffing on Cocktail in the last
Oh,
episode.
yeah, that was such a disgusting moment for me.
Speaking of which, they have somebody on Patreon. Shout out to you guys. They have a timestamp of Kevin reacting to it in the last episode.
Oh, that grossed me out. I've been telling people. I've been telling people like there's an episode that I've told four different people
Yeah.
just like in casual conversation the last week. Like I was gagging at a reaction of Crazy Ex
It's about
Girlfriend.
38 minutes into the last episode. You can see his great reaction to that. It was so bad.
Yeah, body horror, especially when it comes to things getting in the face, gets me.
It landed right in the drink.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Since I was a young lad in college, I stopped. I don't watch porn anymore. I
Yeah.
don't because the money shot.
And
It's a gag thing for me. I can't do it.
body
So
fluids and movies.
yeah, exactly. I'm just like it does. What's that great Sam Raimi horror movie?
Oh, Drag Me to
Drag Me
Hell.
to Hell, where
Yeah.
there's so much like fluid in the
I was
mouth.
gonna say Evil Dead, but I'm like, that's not as bad as Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell is
That's
all like in
PG
the mouth stuff.
13.
It's so much fun. I like the movie, but there's
Yeah.
so many times that I
It's
had
like a
to
lot
look
of
away from the
vomiting
screen.
and
Yeah.
grossness.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
So
body fluid over here.
yeah,
Not our strong suit.
body fluid in the face is something and that was so graphic.
It was for a network show.
That was so
Hats
bad.
off, guys.
That guy. Yeah, I didn't see it coming. I just thought the
We should
cyst
have
looked
though.
bad.
We should have seen that one coming. We
I
really did.
should have. Um, I don't know what I
It's
thought
like
was gonna.
Chekhov's
I can't
pimple.
remember, but when he flipped it, the glass, and it's
Yeah.
kind of slow motion. That is not what I thought was going to
I
happen.
think when he flipped it, that's when I was like, oh no.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
It did not occur to me
Uh-huh.
until it
I
happened.
thought it was gonna go on her, but it went in the drink, which was somehow worse.
Oh, so much worse.
Yeah.
So much worse.
Yeah. We gotta stop before
God.
Kevin throws up on camera.
Oh, that got me. It really did. All right, guys. Just want to welcome two new Patreon subscribers the last few days. So, Haley Mustanardi and Spanky71. Thanks, guys, and welcome. We sincerely really do appreciate you being here, for sure.
Yeah, you guys rock. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind hitting that like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please, please, please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our new content we've coming your way.
Absolutely. If you'd like to watch a full reaction to every episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, plus everything else that we're watching or have watched, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. You will need to bring your own copy to sync along with us and watch for copyright purposes.
Yeah.
I will say one thing about this season, though, I did want to point out, musically, they've been crushing this season. Like, the music's
They
always
have.
good,
They have,
but they've just been killing it.
I wonder if that's like a budget thing. Like as the show goes on, they get more money, so like we can
Maybe.
do crazier stuff with the
Sure.
songs.
Oh, the placement, again.
Let's do something fun like go to Raging Waters.
See, that's just a
Oh,
plug-in for
no.
Josh.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
All right.
Ugh.
Don't panic, okay? You
Oh,
felt
good.
intimacy and affection. That's okay.
But is it though? For me, first it starts out as intimacy and affection, and then like, oh, I'm buying a shrub costume and hanging someone's teddy bear from a closet rod by a karate belt.
What?
Yeah, that was a
We'll
thing.
talk about that later.
Rebecca, you're here. You're in therapy, working hard, addressing your issues. Okay, all you have to do is slow down a bit. Just be mindful as you get to know Nathaniel better.
Okay.
Lord,
Is it
Yeah.
bad doing this?
it's not great.
Right.
And amongst these pages is the potential mother of my child.
He was looking for a
A
surrogate.
surrogate?
No. These are the egg donors.
Oh.
These are the women whose DNA I'm going to be commingling with.
Wow, Daryl. I thought after your breakup you would just
so they didn't go
dissolve
and break
into a
up.
puddle,
That
but you
sucks.
are
Yeah.
forging ahead all alone.
That's exactly the problem.
Easy. Here we go. Okay. Rapid fire. Crooked nose, snaggle tooth, from Nevada, weird mole. Okay, they'll only have one parent, but it's a good one.
She's being
I'm a
really
good
thoughtful
parent.
right now.
I do.
I think sometimes it
God,
does
my
go bad.
guy stuff is bad. I didn't even think
Al
of that.
Pacino's having a child.
Tell you
That's
what.
what I'm saying. It's like,
82.
it's like, yeah, it's not like a.
now. Get
It's
your
not the same.
mayonnaise,
It's
sister.
Was good friends with the gardener, which is why I hablo español.
Oh my god.
Mom and I, we actually have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, I'd say so.
My dad and I, not so much.
Sure,
456H76. I have been through this entire book, and she is the only acceptable one. College educated, doesn't smoke, left-handed. That means creative. Women can just opt out of being donors whenever they want, even though their eggs are still in the vault.
Oh, okay, so it's up to her.
It's so
Yeah.
Right.
unfair, frustrating.
I need you to forward me Nathaniel Sr.'s calendar. I'll tell you why. I'm gonna accidentally, on purpose, run into Nathaniel Sr.
So she's back in
so
world
I can
hijinks
repair
again.
He needs to know how wonderful and sweet and thoughtful Nathaniel is.
My Nathaniel?
Yes, our Nathaniel.
I don't think that's a good idea. It is an invasion of privacy, and I don't work for you.
Okay, you know what? I respect that. It's just if you don't do this, I will try to kill myself again.
This closet is still full of junk.
There's boxes everywhere.
Where's he moving?
Oh, you know, I need this whole room for my in-home daycare business.
Why are
Right.
you making me move? I don't want to move.
Because you're
But
an
I need
adult,
this-
man.
It's like you're putting yourself out there again.
No, I'm being very mindful, like we talked about, and I'm using the exact tools that we have all learned here. But this time, it's not that. I'm doing something nice for someone that I care about.
I think she's playing the
okay,
same
right,
game
Dr.
she likes to
Shen?
play.
Doing
Yes.
nice things is fine.
But you're my driver and my wingman and my co-conspirator and my suicide prevention buddy. What don't you understand about this relationship?
Oh, well, no. What are we doing? Where are we even going?
I'm so sad I don't have the ability to fire you right now. Boop, glug, glug, glug. It was George. George made me do it.
No, I'll do it.
God.
Oh my god. He's having an affair. What a
Who the hell is
scumbag.
that?
Maybe.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the Dolphins.
That's pretty funny.
What is? I'm not donating anymore.
I am so nervous. What if my swimmers are no good? What if I can never again climb the sacred mountain of fatherhood?
Oh my god.
Oh, God, this is gonna be gross.
My sperm is nice and healthy.
Oh my God, this song is amazing.
Okay, who is
He's not a
that?
Wow,
sidekick.
that
He's
girl looks young enough to
your
be his daughter.
hostage. See, I couldn't date her, man. I couldn't be gaslit like this all the time.
Brother, sister, that's what you asked for.
I understand what you're going through. Really, I do. But it's time to have a little conversation.
Yeah, about get out of my house.
You're 30.
Get out, right? Yeah.
Honey, he already paid you.
Yeah, but not enough. You left before I could finish the other day. Yes, I gave you my egg, but I had terms. You violated my anonymity and stalked me.
Oh,
That would be a
she's
bummer.
she's being
So I'd
blackmailed.
like to be paid in monthly installments for the rest of the baby's life.
You're a horrible person.
This is your sister, sired by your father and his secret whore. I know this will be a shock at first.
Whoa, my mom. Don't you feel so much better?
No, I feel terrible. I'm so mean lately.
Oh, Josh.
Growing up is hard.
I've been trying to remember when it stopped making sense. I moved back from New York. I tried to settle back in. Rebecca's everywhere.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Is that the problem? Without Rebecca around, you just can't live?
She changed me.
Oh my god.
What's wrong?
There are a couple of little details that I neglect. Oh my God.
Yeah, this. But you know, this
I have to stop
meddling that these
interfering
two are
in people's
doing just
lives.
has to stop.
He could have done.
Yeah, she just said
I
it.
do
I
it
gotta
when
stop
I'm unhappy. I
interfering.
do it when
You
I'm happy,
could
and either
adopt.
way.
Are you gonna forgive me? Please don't break up with me.
I would run.
Just
That's
tell
just
me.
me.
Okay,
I
just
was. I
once.
feel like she was
The
trying to
thing
do her
is, You
thing.
and I are really different. I feel closer to you than I have to basically anyone.
Yeah, that's a big deal
You make me
too.
feel like I could be a different kind of person. I
Great.
promise. never to do anything like that ever again.
I promise. I swear.
I agree.
You're repeating some old patterns? Your
Yeah.
patterns with Josh, perhaps?
Josh? No.
I want to try again right away. I don't want to wait. I am ready for this baby.
Well, that's great, Daryl.
Before I met you, I set the bar so low for myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you freed me from that. I'm learning to break out of my patterns.
Well, Josh, thank you for coming here and saying all these things. Nathaniel, I have to do something I've never done before.
Never dumped anybody?
What?
I assume we're gonna get out of this episode, and they will be broken up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like her big hump now is going to be like her having to break up with Nathaniel.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I don't think it is going to be having to break up with him. I think it's going to be done. You know what I mean? They do that a lot on this show. We're like, oh, so we
cut
yeah,
ahead,
we kind of cut ahead,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what she does. You know, she doesn't have a job,
I know. Yeah.
Like,
I kind of forgot she's not working.
right? You just wrecked your car into somebody else's, and you're unemployed.
It's a non-issue. Money
Right.
is nothing on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're living in California. You're unemployed, but everything seems to be working out just fine for you.
How do you feel about her breaking it off with him? I mean, like, it's probably what she has to do, but at the same time, it's like,
It
I
sucks
like
that
them.
yeah, right. It sucks that it's Nathaniel because I like Nathaniel.
Yeah.
But she clearly cannot handle being in a relationship without
Not at this point.
running 100 miles an hour into a wall.
Which is, you know what? It's weird because all the characters are showing significant growth, especially this last episode.
Yeah.
Rebecca's realizing a lot of things about herself. Josh is realizing a lot of things about himself.
Paula.
Paula too. Well, no, she is, I guess. I mean, she
is.
pretty bad this episode, but you know, it worked out in the end.
I mean, it worked out, but she even says, like, I gotta butt out. Yeah, I gotta stop doing this.
Yeah.
So she knows it. Now, whether she fixes it or not, I mean, that's always the hard part, right? It's easy to know what your issues are, but fixing them is a lot harder.
Also with Daryl, it's weird not seeing White Josh around.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to stick. Something tells me there's unfinished business there.
Sure.
But at the same time, they just want different things, you know?
Right.
And
that's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay. And it goes to show that no relationship, I guess, is quote unquote perfect.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we're all individuals and we all
Sure.
have different wants and needs. I don't think Daryl's gonna be alone the rest of the show, and if he is, that's okay. But at the same time, I really like their dynamic. They really have a lot.
Yeah,
going on.
I would be really surprised. I don't know what the solution is. I really have no idea.
Yeah.
But I think there is one. I think you're right. I think I think there's some compromise or some realization that allows White Josh and Daryl to be together. Whether one of them changes their mind about what they want, whether White Josh decides he wants to have a baby, or that being with Daryl is worth having a baby, whatever. I don't know what the solution is going to be, but I feel like there should be one for those two.
I know, like they were for the longest time they were the healthiest relationship and the sanest people on the show.
For sure.
Now it's like, oh, it's Rebecca. Well,
Right.
kind of, you know.
Well, not this episode.
No, no.
She
Well,
just
yes and no.
right,
She found out she still did horrible things,
right,
but she found out, realized at the end, I can't do this,
right.
and that's a huge step. The fact that she's actually like actively, consistently going to therapy,
Sure.
which we've been saying for the whole time.
Right.
Go to therapy. So that's good. I want to know what happens. So we will hop. So Kevin's going to be gone next week. So
Right.
on
So we're-
Patreon, you guys know that we're doubling down. So we will find out shortly. You guys will find out a week from now.
Right.
But I just really want to know.
Yeah.
I got to find out.
Yeah, we are doing 2 episodes, but we're not going to upload them. Joe's going to upload them onto Patreon next week while I'm gone, just because we don't want to leave you guys a week without anything when you're paying for this. That would be really rude of us if I just doubled everything up right now and
messed
said,
up.
"See you in 2 weeks." Yeah, I wouldn't feel right about that. So we'll still have the full slate of shows next week.
Yeah.
It'll just be Joe uploading them instead of me this time. So
Yeah.
no biggie. I will be elsewhere. But yeah. I like that they addressed right away the idea that Rebecca knowing she has problems and everyone realizing they have issues doesn't mean that their issues are getting better, right? It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that they're solved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to change who you are, even when you know you need to.
Especially when
So-
you're older. It's
right?
like, get
Sure.
stuck in your ways.
Right. It's just yeah. You're pretty much stamped, largely. But yeah, it's good to know that they just addressed it right up front that this isn't going to be an easy process. This isn't a happily ever. There's no such thing as any other happily ever after, right?
Yeah.
So I'm really glad they're addressing that right up front here.
And I want to see where Josh goes going forward too, because I feel like he's shown a lot of growth recently too.
Yeah, that was probably the most adult thing that we've seen from Josh on the show.
Yeah.
Was him going to Rebecca and just saying, "Thanks for getting me out of my comfort zone and make me grow up a little bit," without there being any, you know, tension, without it being
And
a
there's no
fight or sexual tension
Exactly.
or anything else that shouldn't be there right now.
For a second, I thought they were gonna hook up. I was like, oh no.
I was wondering, like,
Yeah.
I didn't think they would, but I was like, it's a possibility we're going that direction,
Yeah.
and they still may, but I don't feel like they are.
But who's to tell?
Well, I feel like Rebecca breaking it off with Nathaniel, and Nathaniel is a better fit for Rebecca than Josh is, for sure.
more gracious, more gracious for sure.
In a lot of ways, he's a better fit. So I
Yeah.
really feel like if a relationship was what Rebecca was going to fall into to help herself, it would be Nathaniel and not Josh.
Yeah.
So I don't think, at least in the near future, that Josh is a romantic possibility at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall see moving forward. It's not like you and I haven't been wrong many times on making predictions for this particular show, which is one of the things that makes it so great.
Every time.
All right. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.